General Hospital Thursday, October 9th recap, Brennan in the doghouse. Jason and Britt argue over Carly. General Hospital recaps for Thursday, October 9th. Note that Willow Tate's, Caitlin McMullen, alibi crumbled, as Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, must once again choose between Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, and Carly Spencer, Laura Wright. Speaking of Carly, she lashed out at Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, so it's time to talk about everything that unfolded during the Thursday show. The ABC soap opened with scenes between Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna. Anna filled Dante in on the entire Quartermaine Mansion search warrant epic fail, and the two had a solid discussion about Drew Cain's, Cameron Matheson, shooting. They went down the list of suspects, starting with Carly and Michael Corrinthos, Rory Gibson, first. Dante pointed out that although Edward Quartermaine's, John Ingle, gun was used, and Carly and Michael are in and out of that mansion, the QS have a weak security system, noting how Drew was on the premises when he wasn't allowed months ago, so anyone could be a suspect. Willow's name popped up, and Anna wavered on whether the sweet nurse had it in her to shoot Drew. Dante pointed out that Drew did sleep with her mom, and Willow had a motive. This is also when Dante informed Anna that Michael had also theorized that Willow was Daisy Gilmore's, Brendan and Evelyn Bimeford, stalker, although he had no real evidence. Anna pulled up some video footage of Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watro's, condo security camera from the night of Drew's shooting. Nina had claimed to be Willow's alibi, but the timestamp on the video was the time of Drew's shooting, and Nina was alone. Speaking of Willow, she was shocked to find Michael waiting for her at Elizabeth Liz Baldwin's, Rebecca Herbst, home during the October 9th GH episode. Willow was even more caught off guard when he told her he wanted to allow her visitation of the kids. Still, the good news went dark fast when he mentioned they'd be 1 hour, supervised visits with a family therapist. Willow was upset, but Michael insisted that this would be a great opportunity to spend time with Wiley Corrinthos, Byron Weaver, and Amelia Corrinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Mako. Willow questioned if the therapist was on his payroll and if these visits would be turned against them when their family court date came around in the new year. He assured her that they wouldn't. While Willow had something else in mind when it came to spending time with her kids, she noted she was desperate for any time with the children and agreed to Michael's terms. At the hospital, Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, was shocked to see Nathan West, Ryan Peavy, gearing up to be discharged. She was apprehensive about this, but Nathan was excited about moving forward with this next chapter in his life. Damian Spinelli, Bradford Anderson, swung by to talk to Nathan about James West, Gary James Fuller. However, Britt was quick to usher him out of Nathan's room. Overall, Britt's interaction with Nathan was normal, seemingly hinting that Nathan is Nathan. But Britt insisted on talking with him alone, one-on-one, which the two never got to do, teasing that she's skeptical about something where Nathan is concerned. Someone she did have a one-on-one with was Spinelli, out in the hospital hall. Spinelli wanted a word with her as he thought it was weird that both of Caesar Faison's, Anders Hove, kids miraculously were back to life within weeks apart. Spinelli noted that Nathan's past 7 years were untraceable, but Britt's weren't, and he was looking for answers. He seemed to imply that Britt knew something about Nathan's whereabouts but didn't want to say. Britt brushed him off by blaming Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, for sticking his nose in her business and ruining the anonymous life she had set up for herself at 5 Poppies. Meanwhile, GH recaps state that Jason was still at the pier with Brennan. Brennan tapped into Carly's phone and lured him there to basically give him an ultimatum: it's either Carly or Britt. Brennan told Jason that he has enough information based on the evidence the WSB gathered at 5 Poppies to send Britt away to Steinmauer. As such, if Jason tells Carly about Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, WSB secret, Brennan will push the button on sending Jason's love interest to the WSB prison. Jason hopped over to the hospital next, as Britt summoned him to complain about Spinelli's accusations. Jason pointed out that there are so many unanswered questions surrounding Britt's life away from PC. He also begged her to tell him what he was protecting her from. Britt muttered Carly's name, and Jason replied that if this were a situation with Carly, she likely would have already told him what was wrong, unlike Britt, who was keeping secrets. Britt rushed off, but not before exclaiming she wanted to be placed first in his life or he could butt out. Over at Carly's, she was doing her best to calm a fake crying Jocelyn, who was upset about Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, tricking her about his WSB agent status. Carly turned from doting mom to fuming mama bear when she realized Brennan knew about Vaughn and the danger he could pose Joss and never told her. Carly called for Brennan right away, and from the moment he arrived at her home, she lashed out at him. While Carly and Jack were fighting, Jocelyn snuck out to the pier to meet up with Vaughn and fill him in on what she told her mom. Vaughn was shocked at first, however, as Brennan had told Joss to occupy her mom while he met with Jason. Joss followed a WSB trick of sticking to the truth. Vaughn's on the cusp of becoming second in command to Brennan, so Carly would have found out that he was a WSB agent anyway. The two ended the encounter with a kiss and a goodbye, hoping that maybe someday their romance could continue, but for now, it could not. Back to Carjack, General Hospital recaps for Thursday, October 9th. Note that Brennan was shocked at Carly's accusation and reasoned that he couldn't share Vaughn's WSB status because it was classified information.